Hello, my name is Wendy Sargeantson. Over the next few minutes, I will discuss the impact of technology in education, and in particular, the research I undertook into the evolving discipline of analytics in education, with the intention of discovering if learning management systems can improve learners' unit completion rates. I will explain a little about analytics in education, how they are currently used to predict the likely success of students, and also the value of expanding the data collected beyond the learning management system. And finally, the challenges that learner analytics will face in the future. So let's have a look at what data is collected and why. These can be classified into two broad areas: academic analytics, typically concerned with enrollments and revenue, and learner analytics, used to better understand students' needs and enhance their learning. Much of the data is sourced from learning management systems, commonly called LMS. These systems can store data like what material has been accessed, how often, and for how long. Mining data to provide predictive information about student performance is still in its infancy as a discipline, but leaders in this field suggest that the mined data can be classified as applications used to improve course content and learning materials, or techniques used in predicting students' potential performance. The University of Ottawa has undertaken some research into techniques that have shown a correlation between the use of learner analytics and improved results. They discovered that students provided with lecture capture video could potentially improve their grade. Students' use of video recordings on the LMS was monitored, and it was found that learners who watched the videos habitually throughout the course did better than those students who watched them in blocks just before their exams. By contrast, research by the Australian e-learning strategy was inconclusive. Using LMS server logs, forum, and virtual classroom participation, research was undertaken into whether higher participation rates resulted in higher completion rates. It was concluded that the learning analytics provided by current LMS were inadequate, and recommended that educators and designers work together to redesign content and tools. Some of the problems are exemplified by the growing trend of e-textbook developers acquiring LMS. The e-texts provide data created from activities on the electronic resource through a single grade center. However, this limits educator input in course design. In addition, the data that is generated from the LMS is restricted to that course alone and may result in the generation of skewed information. For example, if a student prints out their materials rather than reading them online, the system would record that little time was spent on the material. Similarly, if students share devices, there is the potential for enmeshed data. It has been suggested that through the amalgamation of data from other systems, more comprehensive information can be gained. Researchers have demonstrated through the development of a learner analytics framework for data collection that a richer picture could be created. Using material collected from students' personal, learning, and course curriculum profiles and applying the data to models and case studies, results indicate that it is possible to predict student learning outcomes with 80% of accuracy. It is yet to be established who owns the digital trail that students create, and its collection and use may fall outside currently accepted and ethical guidelines. There is evidence that some students appear to passively accept the surveillance activities of these systems, or perhaps they don't want to cause any trouble out of fear of negative impact on their grades. It has been suggested that educational establishments have a duty of stewardship, that it is essential that there is transparency about the data collected and how it is used. This may require students to opt into learner analytic processes and may help redress the power balance between institutions and learners. It has been shown that some researchers have found that LMS data can be used to help predict the potential outcomes for learners, but this is dependent on the data collected. Perhaps of greatest interest was the research that indicated that data collected beyond the LMS could provide more useful information about the individual student and their cohort. Providing that issues relating to privacy and ethics can be satisfactorily addressed, the continued research into and the use of learning analytics seems secure. I hope you have found this presentation interesting, and I thank you for watching.